He says he didn't stop. He faced it head up, and he kept going anyway.
He faced that head up.
He did.
He didn't stop, and he didn't stop doing what he's done.
But here's the part that will make your blood run cold. One insider claims she can name 20 men right now in this industry running around the same way. 20.
How many dudes is running around undetectable, G?
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
And now, from a federal holding cell, that same mogul is allegedly doing it again to inmates.
How nobody's punching bag anymore, and that's all I ever wanted. Do you hear me?
But the story of how we got here, how one woman's decision to stop suffering has exposed a 30-year system of deliberate infection and calculated silence. That's what nobody is prepared for. For decades, Hollywood operated on a simple principle: keep quiet, keep paid, keep smiling. The machinery was too big, the money was too real, and the people at the top, they had too much to lose. Until one person decided that healing was harder than hurting, that speaking was worth more than silence. Her name is Allie Carter.
I have been in denial for a little bit. I walked away to get clean. I tried to go take my life back. I wanted some type of peace.
What Allie is describing isn't just trauma. It's a calculated system of exploitation that reached into the very foundation of the entertainment industry. And it starts with parties, lots of them. For years, Diddy's white parties were the gold standard of celebrity excess. All white dress codes, A-list guest lists, champagne fountains, Tarzan swings across pools. To the outside world, they were legendary. But Allie says there was another layer, a hidden layer that exists when the cameras stop rolling.
You knew these parties were not okay. They weren't freak-offs. They were satanic ritual. Get it straight.
She's not mincing words, and the specifics she's providing to federal authorities paint a picture that contradicts every glossy magazine spread from the last 3 decades. Here's what we know from court documents and investigative reports. The parties had 2 phases: the public phase, the one photographers captured, and the private phase, the one that happened after midnight in hotel suites and penthouses where the rules of normal society didn't apply. Allie describes being brought into these environments as a child, not as a guest, not as someone with a choice, as property. Imagine being 15 years old, and instead of a normal childhood, you find yourself abducted and thrust into a world of wild nights. There were kids in there that didn't speak English. There were kids that were sick and that were already dying. They were babies. This is where the story pivots from celebrity gossip to federal crime. And this is where Allie's testimony becomes the key that unlocks everything else. Because according to what she's revealed, these parties weren't just about excess, they were about control. And control, in this system, came through a mechanism that nobody was supposed to talk about. Years before the federal indictment, years before the arrest, one person had been warning us: Jaguar Wright. She's been connecting dots that the mainstream media refused to acknowledge. And one of those dots is a medical crisis that was being deliberately hidden inside the industry's most exclusive circles. Diddy, according to multiple sources, including former industry insiders, contracted HIV. Not recently, not as a result of the freak-offs, long ago. And according to allegations that are now being corroborated, he didn't stop the behavior that caused it. He continued it.
He actually caught HIV, having a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
He didn't stop doing what he's done.
Think about what that statement means. It's an admission wrapped in an accusation. He knew, he faced it, and he kept going. But it gets worse, because according to prison reports from Fort Dix, where Diddy was allegedly transferred for medical reasons, he's not done spreading it. A supposed prison warden corroborated what insiders had been claiming for years. Diddy's health is declining rapidly in prison, but his behavior, that apparently hasn't changed at all. When Diddy was transferred to medical facilities for his alleged knee injury, nobody was asking the right questions. Why would a man in a federal prison need to leave the facility for routine medical care? Unless there was something else. According to reports from inside Fort Dix, Diddy is allegedly fighting multiple sexually transmitted infections. Not one, not 2, multiple. And here's the part that will shock you. Word on the street is that it's spreading through the prison population. According to a prison warden from the private facility at Fort Dix, where he was supposedly relocated relocated not long ago. According to reports, it's not 1, not 2, not even 3, and it gets worse than that. Word on the street is that it's quickly making its way through the prison population. Now you might be thinking, how is that even possible? Isn't he isolated? Doesn't he have restrictions? That's where the money comes in. Before his imprisonment, Diddy had billionaire status. He had connections, he had power. And according to multiple accounts, those things didn't disappear just because he got locked up. They evolved. His standing among prisoners has supposedly improved because he still has resources to move. He still has money flowing in. And according to allegations, he's using that status the same way he used it on the outside. This isn't isolated to Diddy. This is the thing that Ali Carter and others are trying to expose. It's a pattern. Look at Usher. A lawsuit was filed against Usher Raymond in California, alleging that he knowingly transmitted herpes to 3 separate people, 2 women and 1 man, without informing them of his condition first. He was diagnosed in 2009 and allegedly never publicly disclosed it.
Attorney Lisa Bloom filed a lawsuit in California this morning against Usher Raymond for failing to tell people he had a sexually transmitted disease before being intimate with them. According to the lawsuit, Mr. Raymond, better known by his performing name of Usher, was diagnosed with herpes back in 2009.
Now connect the dots. Usher was mentored by Diddy. Usher lived with Diddy as a teenager. Usher attended these parties. And now Usher is facing allegations of knowingly transmitting infections. Is that a coincidence? Or is it evidence of a learned behavior inside a toxic ecosystem? Then there's Craig Mack. Craig was one of the earliest Bad Boy Records artists, one of the originals. And according to what's being pieced together now, he saw something that made him run. Craig Mack eventually died from AIDS-related complications. Some claim he contracted it within Diddy's circle and distanced himself after witnessing problematic conduct. Whether that's confirmed or speculation, the timeline is there. But the most suspicious death in this entire saga belongs to someone who was infinitely closer to Diddy than Craig Mack ever was.
Nobody in America thinks it's nothing suspicious about Kim's death, bro. If you are rich like that, you could, Kim had, I think, a net worth of like, what, 12 million a year or something like that? Kim could have called any doctor to come over and look at her.
Kim Porter was officially ruled to have died from pneumonia in 2018. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner completed an autopsy. The toxicology was clean, case closed. Except it wasn't. Kim's father publicly stated he never trusted the pneumonia explanation. Something seemed odd. The official answer didn't sit right with him. And he wasn't alone. Here's the thing about medical cover-ups in high-profile cases. They only work if nobody investigates. And according to insiders, Kim's death wasn't even investigated properly.
Her death wasn't even investigated. And it should have been a proper investigation so all the family members can feel like that there was no foul play in her death.
Consider this. Kim received a massage for about an hour while supposedly dealing with full-blown pneumonia. A full-blown pneumonia patient doesn't get massages. She doesn't have the physical capacity. But do you know what was found in Diddy's compounds during the federal raid? Over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, industrial-scale quantities. The same baby oil that could have been used during that massage. The same baby oil used at the freak-offs. The same baby oil that appears in multiple parts of this nightmare. This is where Ali Carter's revelations become critical to understanding the full picture. She brought evidence to Child Protective Services, 8 months of documentation, photographs, communications, records of trauma, proof of abuse, all of it. And what did CPS do?
We gave them 8 months worth of evidence. 8 months worth of evidence. I didn't even do a crumb. They took that case and they hid it.
8 months of evidence, hidden. She's describing a system that isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. Designed to protect predators. Designed to silence survivors. Designed to keep the machinery running. And Ali is warning other survivors not to trust the official hotlines that are now appearing as resources.
If you are a survivor and if you are a real victim, be careful. Because these hotline numbers that they're putting out, I don't trust them. I wouldn't do it.
They take your information to see what you have.
They're taking inventory.
And then they shut it down.
She's saying the system is designed to gather intelligence on survivors, not protect them, to take inventory of who knows what, so that information can be controlled, suppressed, buried. This is why the celebrities started running. Pink, Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, Steve Harvey, Ellen DeGeneres. All of them began scrubbing their social media. All of them began moving with sudden, mysterious urgency. Ellen literally moved to England as the heat started rising. Why would they do that? as the bright lights of Hollywood reveal a much colder reality inside a federal holding cell, there is a sense of genuine panic vibrating through the upper echelons of the music business, a frantic energy that hasn't been seen in our lifetime as icons like Pink, Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, and Steve Harvey are reportedly scrubbing their social media or moving with a sudden mysterious urgency. The answer connects back to attendance. Who was at these parties? Who knew what was happening? And most critically, who participated? When Ally Carter started talking, the dominoes didn't just start falling. They started crashing in a cascade that nobody could control. Here's the mechanism that kept this system alive for so long: the mentorship program. It sounds innocent, a successful mogul taking young artists under his wing, teaching them the business, showing them the ropes, opening doors. Except in this version of mentorship, the doors opened into prison cells. Look at Justin Bieber. At 15 years old, he was handed over to Diddy for 48 hours. A teenage boy, handed over like property.
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him, you know.
Listen to the language. Custody. Can't disclose. Full buck, full crazy. And then this critical part, they won't say what they did. What happens in 48 hours of a 15-year-old's dream that can't be disclosed? Justin Bieber has since become emotional in interviews about wanting to protect young artists like Billie Eilish from the things he saw way too early. He saw something, at 15, that left scars. And Usher, who went through the same mentorship, called the environment odd and said he wouldn't want his own children to experience it. Odd. That's the word an industry insider uses when they can't say the truth out loud. But here's what's been haunting the investigation: the other names involved. Beyoncé and Jay-Z. According to Jaguar Wright, Jay-Z is allegedly setting Diddy up, sacrificing him to save the rest of the circle in what amounts to a literal battlefield of legal defense.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing different. He lined up Dee Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love.
The implication is that there's a coordinated system of protection at the highest levels of the industry, and that system works by identifying who gets exposed and who gets protected. Diddy is the sacrifice, but the apparatus continues, because according to insiders, the participation went far deeper than just Diddy. The parties had elite attendees, the wealth was distributed, the influence was mutual. When Ally started talking, she threatened to expose the entire network, not just one man. Now we arrive at the most chilling allegation. According to Jaguar Wright and multiple sources, Diddy allegedly knew about his HIV status for years, possibly decades, and according to allegations, he used it. She can name 20 men running around undetectable right now. 20.
How many dudes is running around undetectable, G?
Come on,
In the game?
man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue.
Undetectable means having an HIV viral load so low that it can't be transmitted sexually. But the inverse of that is also true. An undetectable status can be lied about. If someone claims to be undetectable when they're not, they're weaponizing their status. According to allegations in the transcripts, that's exactly what happened, repeatedly, with knowledge, with intent. And it wasn't just about individuals, it was about control. In one documented account, someone describes the mechanics of these freak-offs: high heat, no air conditioning, lots of alcohol, locked doors, lots of women and men who didn't leave because they either didn't know the risks or couldn't. Ally Carter has made something clear repeatedly. This isn't about money. It's not about fame. It's not about revenge. It's about the children.
Don't trust the Fed. Don't trust the judges. All y'all. You're all guilty. You're all corrupt.
She's saying everyone involved in covering this up is complicit, and no one can escape what's coming. The evidence is there, the testimony is there, the connections are there.
Nobody's punching bag anymore, and that's all I ever wanted. Do you hear me?
But here's what makes this story even darker. It didn't stop when Diddy got arrested. According to prison reports, Diddy is still allegedly engaging in the same behavior inside Fort Dix. The money still flows in, the status still operates, the infections are still being spread to inmates, who then get released or transferred to other facilities, who go back into their communities, who unknowingly become vectors for diseases they didn't know they were carrying. This isn't just a celebrity scandal anymore. This is a public health crisis being generated from inside a federal prison.
Before his imprisonment, Diddy already had billionaire status. He has the connections and the power, and according to accounts, those things have continued to operate in his advantage despite his confinement. His standing among the prisoners has supposedly even improved as a result, but according to these assertions, it's quickly making its way through the prison population.
The machine is still running. The only difference is the location. Connecting all of this requires looking at something most people don't want to see: the network. These aren't isolated incidents. They're connected through mentorship, through parties, through shared circles, through mutual protection agreements that kept everyone quiet and complicit. Diddy didn't create this system alone. He benefited from it. He fed it. He protected it. But he was part of a larger machine. The problem is, when federal investigators started pulling that thread, it led everywhere. It led to music industry figures. It led to politicians. It led to judges. It led to lawyers who were paid in blood money to keep people silent. Ally has accused attorneys taking money from Diddy of handling blood money, not legal fees. Blood money.
Any attorney that's taking money to defend Diddy? You're nasty and vile.
That's blood money.
That's blood money.
That's all blood money. You do know that, right?
This is the story that Ally Carter refused to let die in silence. This is the story that Jaguar Wright kept telling even when nobody wanted to listen. This is the story of a system built on exploitation, protected by corruption, and powered by secrets. And it's finally coming apart. Federal investigators have documented over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant seized from Diddy's properties. They've found evidence of coordinated trafficking. They've identified victims, including children, who were transported across state lines. The indictment reads like a horror novel: forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, obstruction of justice. And that's just the beginning. But the core allegation, the one that Ally Carter is centering, is something different. It's about a calculated system of infection and silence that treated disease as a tool of control. You might be wondering, why is this story important? Why does it matter if Diddy is spreading infections in prison? Because it exposes the mechanism. It shows that even when someone is locked up, even when they're facing federal charges, even when the world is watching, the system of exploitation doesn't stop. It adapts. It finds new victims. It uses whatever resources are available. It continues. And if we don't understand that, we miss the real story. The real story isn't about one mogul. It's about a culture, an industry, a system of protection that elevated people like Diddy while sacrificing people like Ally Carter. As the trial of the century begins, we have to ask, how many more names are coming? How many celebrities are currently being quietly checked by authorities? How many people know exactly what was happening and stayed silent? According to Ally, the answer is everyone at the top knew.
You knew these parties were not okay. You knew children were there, yet you knew children were there. While the cameras captured celebrities in white linen, Ally claims a much darker satanic ritual was happening behind closed doors.
She's saying, you can't claim ignorance. The parties had two faces, one for the cameras, one for after midnight. Everyone at the highest levels of the entertainment industry knew which face was real. Here's what we know for certain. Diddy is facing federal charges for running a criminal enterprise that lasted decades. Ally Carter has stepped out of hiding to testify. Multiple survivors are coming forward with evidence. A prison warden has allegedly corroborated health crisis allegations. And Diddy is still allegedly spreading infections to inmates in federal custody. This isn't conspiracy. This isn't gossip. This is a documented pattern of behavior being exposed in real time.
The dots are connecting. The picture is growing clearer, and the blood money has officially run out. Hollywood will never be the same. The system that protected predators for decades is cracking. The machine that bought silence is breaking down. And the voices that were supposed to stay quiet, they're finally being heard. Ally Carter didn't want to be famous. She didn't want attention. She wanted to heal. She wanted to move forward. She wanted to forget. But she realized something more important. She couldn't move forward while others were still being hurt. So she spoke. And when she did, everything changed. The celebrity exodus, the federal investigation intensifying, the prison reports, the health crisis, the web of connected names, the pattern of infections, the protected circles, it all connects back to one decision: Someone decided to stop being a punching bag. And in doing so, she pulled a thread that's unraveling the entire foundation of an industry built on exploitation. As we wait for the trials, as we wait for more revelations, as we watch the glitter turn to ash, one thing is certain: the truth is finally free, and nobody can put it back in the box.